everyone and welcome back to the Marketing Empress. Today in this video I am back with learnings from another book. But this book is not just specific to marketing. This book is in regards to business in general. I am referring to the book Blue Ocean Shift by W. Chan Kim and Rini Morbogne. Before we get into exploring the learnings of this book, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified the next time we upload another video on marketing book learnings. So without further ado, let's get started. The book Blue Ocean Shift talks about how a lot of companies focus on standing out or defeating their competition. But the book's main focus is that should not be the area that companies focus on. Instead, what they need to focus on is the fact that they need to make their competition irrelevant. Let me explain this in simple terms. Look around you. There are multiple brands and multiple products. There's cutthroat competition everywhere. What we need to do in a situation like this is that you have either of the two options. First one, make your own race and be the only leader or the only product out there. Or the other one is just come up with a product that is already introduced in the market in the past and then run the same race hoping you'll get the first spot. Which one of these is better? Obviously the first one. But that may not always happen, because you may not always be on the lookout for some product that's not introduced in the market so far. And that may not happen in your case, and then this strategy does not really work. Other ways to tackle this as well. And when we go ahead in the video through this book, I'll cover those things for you guys. Now the book, The Blue Ocean Shift, is for that 54-year-old businessman who's been doing the same work time and again to see some sort of results. It's also for that 24 or a 25-year-old guy who has just decided to open up his own business and wants to get a basic idea about what it's like to compete in the marketing scenario. So this is what the video will cover. Number 1, understanding what is the Blue Ocean Shift. Number 2, we look at the Blue Ocean Shift 5-step framework. And lastly, we look at my top learnings from the book, which also includes the 4 actions framework. Let's look at the first one. What is the Blue Ocean Shift? Now the book Blue Ocean Shift differentiates the market scenario into 2 areas. Now what are these 2 areas? These 2 areas are a red ocean and a blue ocean. Now what's a red ocean? What's a blue ocean? Let's understand. The red ocean is where a lot of brands are already present and there is a lot of competition available. Whereas a blue ocean is another set of market wherein there is not a lot of competition or there is minimal competition. And this blue ocean area is where the brands need to normally focus on. In a gist, the Blue Ocean Shift is a roadmap that will lead brands to move from the red ocean to the blue ocean. Now let's look at the Blue Ocean Shift 5-step framework. This Blue Ocean Shift comprises of a 5-step framework. It's important to note that none of these steps should be used interchangeably or changed in order, and they should not even be replaced. Let's look at this framework in brief now. Let's look at each of these 5 steps, starting with the first one, get started. Now the first step revolves around understanding what you need as your business goals. What is it or what are the areas that can help you achieve maximum profit and success? And then go around building a team that will help you reach that goal. Next step, understand your current state. Okay, this is not a mistake. There is a reason behind why this is not the first step. Now it's important to understand where you are at your current state. Because even the market leader today may not be in a position where they can sit idle and just hope for things to turn out in their favor. More often than not, these guys will also be advertising to ensure that the next in line does not come up to their position. That also helps because only when you know where you want to be in the future can you adjust your present accordingly.
Next, know the answer to what's stopping you.
When you know where you need to reach in the future, next step is to understand what's stopping you from getting there. Is there a problem that can be easily identified? If it is, then is it an internal problem or is it like an external problem? And how do you go around making sure that that problem doesn't create a lot of problems in the future?
Next, move from generic to specific.
This is extremely important. For the Marketing Empress, maybe I have a goal of say 1,000 subscribers in a month. Now that's a general goal that I have. But when it comes to the Blue Ocean Shift strategy, I need to have smaller goals in place that will eventually lead me to that 1,000 subscribers. I need to know what do I need to do in order to get there. In other words, what are the Blue Ocean shifts that I need to make in order to ensure that I reach my desired goal?
Lastly, launch your Blue Ocean strategy.
Now it's time to pick, test, and incorporate your Blue Ocean strategy. Now the book is divided into two parts. The first part talks about the framework and understanding of the steps involved in creating the Blue Ocean or making the shift towards the Blue Ocean, whereas the second part of the book is more so towards the learnings that you can derive.
So here are my top learnings from the book. Within consumer pain points lies new opportunities.
There is no doubt that good businesses are always solving consumer problems. But understanding consumer problems may not be that easy. There's not going to be a consumer out in the market just telling you about his or her problems. It can be a lot deeper in meaning and it can take up a lot of time to understand what the actual crux of the problem is. And understanding the consumer problem brings in the buyer utility map. Let's look at what this map talks about.
Now, it's important to understand each stage that the customer goes through while purchasing a product or brand. For example, if your product is an umbrella, the most important criteria for a consumer might be the sturdiness, or for another majority, it might be the design. What are the pain points then that your product aims to solve when it comes to these important aspects? The answer to this question helps you to decide your offering, or in most cases, helps you alter your offering to suit the needs of the consumers. Next learning. To create your own blue ocean, you must learn to create new markets.
Now, most of the time we might feel that when it comes to leading a business or leading a brand into a different direction involves innovation. But is that always true? I guess not. Are you telling me that every innovative idea that once struck a brilliant mind is been a success or has been a success? Not really. It all depends on the way we are approaching the new idea and ensuring that that new idea reaches the consumer in exactly the same way you intended to. There are 3 ways in which you can create new markets. Let's look at them.
Number 1. Through disruptive innovation.
Now, disruptive innovation is when a new product or a brand is introduced in the market wherein you're replacing the older one and creating disruption in the industry. Let's look at an example to understand this better. Now, Chick Shampoo believed in the ideology that what a rich man can enjoy, the common man should be able to afford. They introduced the concept of sachets. Now, these sachets were the pricing point for these sachets was 0.50, which is 50 paisa per sachet. And we know how this innovation turned out to be. Today, you cannot name a single brand that does not cater to the masses and does not have their product available in the form of a sachet.
Number 2. Through non-disruptive creation.
Unlike disruptive innovation, non-disruptive creation does not focus around replacing the already existing products in the market. Whereas this particular type of market creation focuses on problem solving. How can I solve an existing problem in a new way? Let's look at an example. Indicator, one of the most important apps in every Mumbaiker's mobile phone. Now what happened in the case of M Indicator is that they already had a problem and they realized that a lot of consumers are facing a problem of locating a particular train or being able to know the schedule of the train prior to boarding. And that is when they came up with M Indicator, an app that gives you details about the train timings, etc.
Number 3. Through redefining an existing problem.
This one involves relooking or changing the way consumers look at a particular problem and coming up with a solution that can help this redefined problem. Let's look at an example, that of ITC MasterChef. It's a common belief that frozen foods are supposed to be unhealthy with the number of preservatives added. When ITC MasterChef ready-to-eat meals were introduced, what happened is that they focused on the part of no preservatives or preservatives free. So a normal consumer who is short on time and prefers to have ready-to-eat meals now had a variant which was also healthy. So this helped the brand tremendously.
Next learning. Between your assumptions of this is too obvious, the consumer already knows this, to this is too detailed, maybe I should skip it, lies another blue ocean to swim.
Now, most of the times businesses get caught up in questions and their assumptions take them down further. This in the book is explained through the process of four-step action framework. Let's look at that in detail. Now, this framework revolves around answering questions which can further help you come up with a marketing strategy that works really well for your brand. What are these 4 questions? Let's have a look. Now, to answer these 4 questions, we will keep in mind the industry as an example, and we are taking an example of bakery as an industry. Let's go around answering the first question.
Number 1. What part of your industry can be eliminated?
Now, for example, this particular bakery sells cakes, cupcakes, bread, pastries, etc. But through the sales data, what they figured out is that cupcakes are not sold that often, and also given their shelf life, it leads to a lot of wastage. So, as per answering this question, maybe cupcakes as a category can be eliminated.
Number 2. Are any of your offerings below the set standard?
Now, for example, the raw materials required to bake cookies can be something that you may save up on monetarily. So, say for example, the raw materials that you're currently purchasing for the cookies may be pricier, and you opt for another variant or another version which is going to be slightly cheaper. But what you need to understand is that, does that affect the set standards that you've set for your cookies? If it does, then maybe you need to look out for another option to decrease on your costs.
Number 3. What new offerings can we come up with?
Now, most of the businesses believe that few set of products work really well for me and I want to stick to them. But it's always important to offer your consumers something more. Now, this something more can lead to a failure or a success. It all depends on the consumer's need, the way you pitch the product, etc. But on an average, it's always better to look out for your competitor. Now, what is it that they are offering? Is there a product that they are offering which the consumers really like? Maybe then you need to come up with a similar product that can ensure you not losing out on the market share.
And lastly, can some offerings be improved with respect to their standards?
Gluten-free cookies, or another frosting in your cupcake, or various different things that you can come up with to ensure that your listing is in sync with new offerings. So, all in all, this book is a must read for all of you guys who want to do different things with respect to your business. It can be a small time business that you're looking at, it may not be something already very well established. So, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked and learned something out of it. If you did, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends. Let me know in the comments box below if you have any other book recommendation that we can review and help each other. Until next time, bye bye.